We talk about a lot of things, but, we never want to hear situations like this because it always seems to, come out as a terrifying act, and we're always glad that everybody comes out okay. But in a situation like this, it's very, scary, but also it's very real, you know what I'm saying? And Paul George and, other Clippers players have spoke out about the terrifying event that not I shouldn't say event terrifying situation that occurred while they were on the plane that got struck by lightning not too long ago here lately. And Paul George speaks on it very well. Specifically you can actually check out Yahoo, several sources, and you'll be able to find it and see it. But Paul George speaks about it specifically, saying that they didn't know it's almost like the lightning struck or something hit for all the way in the front and they can hear it all the way in the back, something like that. The hit that it took, and it took a very vicious hit, the plane itself. And, Paul George said that he everybody noticed the plane was just starting to go down. And it's like the plane completely shut off, like all the lights and everything went off. And then all of a sudden, the plane definitely, everything came back and picked back up. And they were, on their way to their destination. And, the crazy thing is when Paul George speaks about that story, he said the first thing, he thought was, if maybe he should go to sleep, or he didn't know whether he should start texting and, sending that text, to his families and things like that. And other players were in the same situation. So, to me, this is a type of situation where I feel like it can bring a team together, and it brings it together by unity, because these guys experienced something that, not only they experienced. I think the Utah Jazz, or I believe it's Utah Jazz, or the other team that experienced it like last year or something like that. And I'm hoping this doesn't become like a reoccurring thing, of course, because we definitely don't want to hear stories like this, because, ultimately you never want to hear nothing worse. And it's just not good that it's happening back to back years, because that's not a trend that we want to start. That's definitely not something we want to hear about going forward. So if they need to shorten the season to do less traveling time, they do whatever they need to do. But the safety of the players is always number one, over any type of business or contractual type situation. So we have to look at that in its entirety. But at the same time, I just feel like this definitely is one of those situations that the Clippers as a team didn't want to experience, but it's one of those situations that can bring a team closer. And I feel like the Clippers, I feel like this is something they can utilize as a motivational tool. We went through something together. It was not a good experience. It was terrifying. It was scary, but it was real. We were there, and, it was us together, and we were as one. And that's the mentality they need to have on the court every single night. And I feel like, looking at the Clippers, you'll start to see that, going forward. You'll really start to see more of that, and them starting to really trying to figure this thing out. Because I feel like the Clippers, for the most part, when we watched them over the last few seasons, not having Russell Westbrook, and even before Russell Westbrook, whatever the case may be, they were just winning a lot of games off their talent. They really wasn't trying to take that next leap, that next step, and try to go after and increasing their chemistry. And, situations like this, sometimes, it could be a wake up call for you, when something happens at some point. It's like, you and that person, or you and that team or that group may look at like, hey, we was all here. We all went through this. Let's pray on and do whatever you do, or maybe some people don't pray, whatever it is, but, come together and understand, what I'm saying, anything can happen at any moment. It's just all about us. It's us to the top, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's us against the world. You know what I'm saying? Us against everybody else in the NBA. And let's utilize this moment as a motivational tool for us that we went through something. You can call it adversity, or you can call it just a crazy situation, whatever you want to call it. They went through something together, and it was terrifying, but it also, let them know, like, life is short. We only got one opportunity. We have limited opportunity to do a lot of things we want in life, and going out winning a championship is one of those things we need to make happen. And as I said before, going through something like that definitely brings a band together, but it also, just flows through a locker room, and it also can help build their confidence, and it also can help them want to take that next step and learn each other more and play with more, intensity, and have each other's back through everything. And, I hate to, say a situation like this brings people together, but a lot of times it really does. And I hope the Clippers utilize this as a motivational tool along with their gameplay, because this team can stay healthy, and if they can keep Russ tamed and not get that many turnovers and keep them going offensively, with some of his point guard skills, and, run through Kawhi and then run through PG and keep everybody else, ingratiated in the offense, and keep everybody else ingratiated along themselves on that defensive end. This team can do a lot of great things, because I really think it starts with the defensive end with this team, even more so than what it does on the point guard side, because on the offensive side with the point guard, because you always heard that the Clippers needed a point guard to win a championship or be this better team. And that's true. They do. But their staple is defense. And they always need to play that. Never forget how to do that, and do that at a high level. Because when they play defense at a high level, it's almost as if they don't even need a point guard. I mean, they can just roll with Terrence Mann. Terrence Mann is good enough, because their defense is playing so good in games where they're disrupting everything the other team's trying to do. Their offense is still good even without a point guard, because they got so much scoring they can get, from Kawhi and PG, and others chip in very well with what they like to do and how they play. So, as long as Russ can, keep things to a minimum in regards to turnovers, and give them maybe double digits when he's in there, maybe give them about 8 assists, keep it to about 2 turnovers a game, hopefully not 3 or more. But if he can keep it like that, the Clippers will be fine, But like I said, you have to hope, and you have to just hope that when he does make turnovers, it's not at the worst time of the game, which is the fourth quarter. And, I think Russ can, figure out a way to do that. So, I mean, if he does, I think that's going to bode well for them. And, just the experience they got in the beginning, going like 0 for 5, losing their first 5 games, and then going through that, the plane being struck by lightning, and, trying to just, compartmentalize all these things, what they were going through, and, how it all, turned out. Them using that as motivation, those two situations right there, since Russ came to this team, can be the empowerment they need to go to the finals, that'll empower them and push them to the finals. And I hope it is. So, I mean, I'm ready to see, what they can do. The playoffs is right around the corner. The Clippers should be highly motivated, not only through those situations, but just highly motivating themselves, because they know this is the time for them to try to go win a championship, because they're not going to be together but for so long if this operation doesn't work. So definitely they know what time it is. They know it's getting near playoff time, and I know Kawhi definitely knows that. So if he can stay healthy, he can definitely help lead this team along with Paul George. And I think they can do great things if Russell Westbrook's willing to do his part, which I think he is, and use all the motivation you need, because as I said before, I just want to see this team get what their just due is, and everybody know what that is, and everybody predicted them beginning of this season, along with myself, to get to the finals. So in the end, they have to show us they have to show us as fans that they can get there, and we have to see it to believe it.